Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. For my returning subscribers, this video is part of a collaboration with 6 other channels, so I'm assuming some of you are brand new, have never seen one of my videos before. So for those of you, my name is Amber. I make videos on YouTube about reselling clothing on the Poshmark app. I've been reselling for just over a year, and I've been making YouTube videos for about the same amount of time. My channel is currently known for a couple different series I've started. So one is a series where I buy packages on Poshmark and then compare how different sellers package their items. Another is where I buy mystery reseller boxes and show you guys what comes in the boxes and then look up comparable sold listings on the app and say whether or not I think the box will be profitable. And then my channel in general is just known for being pretty analytical and giving a lot of details, which relates to my full-time job. So I am only a part-time reseller and I have a full-time job as an actuary. So that is one thing that makes my channel pretty different than the other 6 that are in this collaboration, because I think all of the other 6, either reselling is their full-time job or they're a stay-at-home parent and they do reselling part-time. And so I think I'm the only one that does reselling part-time and then also has a full-time job in another field. So my plan first is to give a little bit of details about the other 6 channels in this collaboration, and then I'm going to answer the question that is the title of this video: how did reselling change my life? And then I also asked for questions on my Instagram, which is Amber Resells, and I got about 20 questions, which I actually recorded this video once and it was like an hour long, so I decided I can't answer them all, but I have chosen 4 questions that I am going to answer in today's video. So let's start with the 6 other channels. I'm going to go over them in order from the one that's newest to me to the one that I've been watching the longest. So the one that's newest to me is the Bin Pickers. I have heard of their channel, but for some reason I had just never been recommended their video, or I don't know, for some reason I never watched their videos. So I've been watching their videos the last couple weeks. They are a couple. They've actually been reselling for 16 years. So definitely the longest. I don't think any of us were even like over 18 at that point of the people doing these videos. So they've been reselling for a very long time. They are a couple. They have 5 children. I'm from a family with 5 children, so I definitely felt a connection to them because of that. And they make a lot of videos about buying items to resell at the Goodwill outlet or the Goodwill bins. And then they talk about what they buy, and then they also talk about what they've sold from the Goodwill bins. So the next channel is the Poetry of Nice. She's actually the person who hosted this collaboration. So Carly, thank you so much for hosting this and for asking me to be a part of the collaboration. She is known, I think most of all, she's known for her accent. So she's originally from England, so she has a British accent. And when I watched her videos, there's like a bunch of comments complimenting her accent. So I think that's what she's most known for. And she has 3 children under the age of 5. And so she definitely has a lot on her hands at home in addition to reselling. She sells on Poshmark, eBay, and Etsy, and has a new video every other day on varying topics about those 3 platforms. Next channel is Ducho Thrift. I actually heard about her when I started on Instagram. She has a pretty large Instagram following, and her YouTube channel is a pretty recent addition for her. She does also a lot of haul videos about what she finds at the Goodwill outlet. And then the next 3 channels are the ones that I've watched the most of the 6. So the next is Common Tags. She and I actually did a collaboration video last week. So if you guys want to check that out after this video, we each went to our Goodwill bins for 2 hours and then we swapped what we found. And so we each made a video showing what the other found at their Goodwill bins. And she lives in Los Angeles and I live in Iowa, so we compared the difference between the 2. So she sells on Poshmark. She is a full-time reseller. And I said this in my other video, but she's also very numbers-based and analytical. And so if you like my channel, she's a channel you might really enjoy watching. And then the last 2 are the 2 channels that I have watched the most out of the 6. So Little Black Hanger and Shyleen Shawn. And I think the thing I love about both of their channels, so they're both really funny people and they're also super real. Like if they have a terrible sales week, they're gonna tell you. If they bought something for $15 and sold it for $18, they're gonna tell you. Like they don't try to, what's that phrase, like put on rose-colored glasses or you know, put lipstick on a pig. Like they tell you how it is, they tell you how it's going, they tell the truth, and that's one thing that I really respect about both of their channels. So Little Black Hanger, she posts 2 videos a week, and I think she primarily sells on Poshmark. And then Shyleen Shawn, her amount of videos varies, but she always does a live haul on Monday nights. Little Black Hanger and Shyleen Shawn are the 2 channels I've watched for the longest and I continue to watch and really enjoy. Alright, so now it's time for the question and answer. So first question, the title of this video, how did reselling change my life? I think for a lot of people, reselling is about the income. That's definitely a big part of it. And for me, the income isn't nearly as important. And it's more so just like having something I'm really passionate about, having something I'm excited about. I get really excited to go garage selling. I get really excited to go thrifting. I get really excited to post a new video. And so it gives me something that I get really passionate about, really excited about. And so that's how it's changed my life. It's really given me something that I'm super passionate about, and that just gives me a hobby that I really, really love. Okay, so now into the questions. I'm going to answer 4 questions of the 20 that I got. First question was submitted by Lolita, and submitted, that sounds so formal. The first question was asked by Lolita. She said, had you ever gone to garage sales or thrift stores before, or only as a reseller? So I definitely went to garage sales and thrift stores before I became a reseller. So actually growing up, that was pretty much where we got all of our clothes. My mom actually owned a store that was half dollar store, half consignment store when I was little. I actually remember when I got my first full-time job and bought clothes brand new from the store for the first time. And I remember thinking how expensive they were. So next question is from Thrifting Nerd. And he or she asked, what is the most bogus or outrageous case opened against you? So, humble brag, but I've never had a case open against me yet. I hope I never have one, but I'm very, very particular in my listing about listing every single thing that is wrong about it. If there's a tiny little dot, I'll put it in my listing, which I think sometimes maybe I go overboard on how detailed I get, but I just want everybody to be happy when they get their packages from me. So far I haven't had a case opened, but if I ever do, I plan on making a video about it. I'm sure it'll happen. Next question is from Allie, and she asked, what kind of camera do you use for your videos? The quality is absolutely amazing. So I actually got a new camera for Christmas, and what I did was I went and so I went and looked at some of the biggest channels on YouTube and looked in their descriptions, because a lot of times they'll have links to cameras that they suggest. And so I wrote down cameras people were suggesting, looked up prices, and this was the most popular camera for YouTubing that cost under $1,000. So it is the Canon G7X Mark II, if you're interested. And I definitely can see a quality difference, and thank you to my boyfriend for buying it for me for Christmas. So the final question, this question I actually posted on the community page on my channel. So if you haven't seen the community page, if you're subscribed to my channel, if I post on there, it will come up in your subscription feed. And so I can ask questions, I can do polls with my viewers, and so I use that sometimes. So I actually posted this question on the community channel. So the question is, what did you do for work before becoming an actuary? And Alana asked this question. So I went into the actuarial career field straight out of college. So all my jobs before the actuarial career field were during college and during high school. And so what I posted on the community page was asking people, which of these 5 jobs do you think I did not have in high school? Start with the one that the least people thought was a lie, which was that I was a waitress for a Danish restaurant. You guys are right, I was a waitress for a Danish restaurant in high school. And this was actually the job I had the longest. I worked there for 4 years all throughout high school. Started as a busser and a dishwasher, and then I worked my way up to waitress. And then I think the second least guessed was, I mean, not very many people guessed that extra help for at a hog confinement was a lie. And you guys are right, this wasn't a lie. My dad is a manager of a couple hog confinements. And so when I wanted extra work or wanted to make some more money, he would let me work for him. So whenever I worked for him though, I was sore for like a couple days afterwards. I can remember sometimes when I come back from college, I did this during high school, but I also did during college. Like I'd come home over Christmas break and want some extra money. And so I remember one time he had me literally drilling holes in a cement wall, and my shoulders were so sore the next day. And then another time I came home, they were like putting cement slabs into like a new barn, and I had to like carry the cement slabs. It was so sore. Or one day he like had me moving a bunch of hay bales, and yeah, just every time I would ask my dad if I could help him work, I would end up being like super sore for a few days afterwards. Okay, next one, that was, so the next 3 I think were all pretty common answers of what they thought was the lie. So I'm gonna go over the 2 that were not lies. So librarian's assistant was not a lie. The summer after my sophomore year, I think, of high school, the librarian asked me if I wanted to work with her for the summer. And so I would like check in books, and I dusted a lot of shelves. Honestly, that was a pretty boring job. I just was like dusting shelves all the time. I got like excited to check in books because it was just something different than what I was doing. But yeah, I was a librarian's assistant for a summer. And then the other one that was not a lie, this is actually the most guessed answer, was that I actually was a grape picker at a winery. So a lot of people said, does Iowa have wineries? Yeah, we have wineries. So I don't know if grape picker is the right term, because you like would cut off bunches from the vines, but we would have like 5-gallon buckets and go around and cut off the bunches of grapes on the vines. And there were like some of us that were like high schoolers, and then there were like this group of men who like this was their job. And I think the men got paid by 5-gallon buckets, and then we got paid per hour. So they were just like trying to go as fast as possible. They kind of like avoided the high schoolers, went to their own row and like just cut as fast as possible. And then, so the one that was a lie is a bagger at a grocery store. I never worked at a grocery store, but my boyfriend did. That's why I chose to put that one in there, to see if you guys would guess that. So a couple of people did guess that. Actually, Timothy C guessed it, and he has like a super long comment about how he got to that conclusion, and he was correct. Bagger at a grocery store is the one job I did not have during high school. All right, and to conclude this video, I did want to go over, there's 3 questions I got asked that I will be doing at some point, maybe in the next year, maybe in 2 years. Some point I want to do a video on all 3 of these topics. So a lot of Josh asked, what is the hardest thing about balancing your full-time job, reselling, and YouTube? I do want to make a video about this at some point, how I balance them, and maybe ask a few other people that have a full-time job along with reselling how they balance them. Desert Blooms asked, what do you think is the best way to organize your closet? What is the best way to mix low and high quality items? So this is something I have been testing out a lot and haven't come to what I think is the best answer yet. So this is a video that I've thought about doing a few times. So it could be that I try out something for a week, measure statistics when I have it in one order, like maybe sorted by price, then do another one where I sort it by size, do another one where I sort it by type of item, do another one where I sort it by color, and just measure statistics and then tell you guys what worked best. But haven't done that video yet. It's on my mind for a future video. And then Lolita asked, what changes have you made to your Poshmark listing process? So I want to do a whole video about my whole process from when I buy the items to when I list them to when I sell them. So that again will be something that I plan to do in the future. Alright, so if you guys are new, please go check out some of my other videos, and if you like them, please subscribe to my channel. And everybody stay tuned, because as you know, I'll be putting out a new video soon.